What if I told you that out there in the silent dark are objects that seem to delight in breaking the laws of physics? Planets that wander the void alone, putting on their own impossible light shows. Moons that look like giant sponges and shoot beams of electricity across space. And signals from the deep dark that we still, for the life of us, can't explain. The universe isn't just beautiful, it's bizarre. It's a cosmic haunted house, filled with things that feel like they shouldn't exist. Today, we're counting down the 10 most mind-bending objects ever discovered beyond our world. These cosmic oddities will make you rethink what you know about space as we journey to the very edge of understanding. Kicking off our list at number 10 is a cosmic wanderer, a planet with no star to call home. Meet SIMP J013656663 plus 0933473. Rogue planets are already strange, worlds thrown out of their home systems, doomed to drift forever through the cold. But this one is special. About 20 light-years from Earth, it's a monster, weighing in at nearly 13 times the mass of Jupiter. It's so big, it's blurring the line between a planet and a failed star, also known as a brown dwarf. But its size isn't the weirdest part. This lonely world has a magnetic field that is staggering, over 200 times stronger than Jupiter's, which is already thousands of times stronger than our own. The magnetic field on this planet is about 4 million times more powerful than what moves the needle on your compass. And all that power creates something you'd never expect on a starless world: brilliant, glowing auroras. Here on Earth, our auroras happen when particles from the sun hit our magnetic field. So how does a planet with no sun and no solar wind have its own light show? Scientists are still scratching their heads. One leading theory is that this world might not be totally alone. It could have an undiscovered moon, and the gravitational tug-of-war between the planet and its moon might be generating these spectacular auroras, kind of like how Jupiter interacts with its moon Io. Imagine drifting through eternal night and stumbling upon a planet-sized object putting on a light show for absolutely no one. Coming in at number 9, we head back to our own solar system to visit a moon of Saturn that looks less like a moon and more like a piece of cosmic coral. This is Hyperion, and it's one of the strangest things we've ever seen up close. It's not round. It's a chaotic, lumpy shape, pockmarked with deep, sharp-edged craters that make it look like a giant sponge. That porous look comes from its incredibly low density. It's mostly water ice with so much empty space inside that it's less a solid body and more a loosely packed rubble pile floating through space. But Hyperion's weirdness goes way beyond its looks. When NASA's Cassini spacecraft flew by in 2005, it got a literal shock. The probe was zapped by a beam of electrons fired from the moon's surface when it was still over 1,200 miles away. That's like getting hit with a 200-volt electric shock from something thousands of kilometers away. So how is that possible? Well, Hyperion is constantly being blasted by UV light from the sun and charged particles from Saturn's powerful magnetic field. All that exposure gives the moon's surface a powerful static charge, just like rubbing a balloon on your hair. This was a huge discovery. We knew static electricity was a thing on our own moon, but finding it on another body with such a dramatic effect was a first. It proved that small, airless objects all over the solar system could be electrostatically charged. Hyperion was once thought to be just a dead, tumbling piece of ice. Now we know it's an electrically active world that can reach out and touch passing spacecraft. It's not just a weird-looking moon, it's a cosmic electrical hazard. For our 8th entry, we're looking for something we can't even see. A ghost lurking in the darkest corners of our own solar system. This is the story of Planet 9. For years, astronomers have been haunted by evidence of a massive planet hiding way out beyond Neptune. This isn't just a wild guess. It's based on the truly strange behavior of a handful of small, icy objects in the Kuiper Belt. These distant objects have bizarre orbits. Instead of being random, they're all clustered together, pointing in the same direction and tilted at the same angle, almost like they're being herded by the gravity of a huge unseen player. The odds of that happening by chance are practically zero. The hypothesis, first laid out in 2016 by astronomers Mike Brown and Konstantin Batygin, suggests a massive planet, maybe 5 to 10 times the mass of Earth, is out there, its gravity shaping the very architecture of our outer solar system. If it exists, Planet 9 is orbiting our sun from a mind-boggling distance, hundreds of times farther out than we are. This makes it incredibly faint and hard to spot. We're looking for a slow-moving, dimly lit world in a vast, dark sky. The Vera C. Rubin Observatory, expected to begin its full survey around 2025, is what many astronomers are pinning their hopes on to finally find it. Astronomers like Mike Brown are convinced it's only a matter of time before it's found. Where did it come from? That's another huge mystery. Was it formed with our other planets and then kicked out to the fringes? Or was it a rogue planet that our sun captured billions of years ago? Either answer would completely change our understanding of how solar systems are built. Planet 9 is a tantalizing mystery, a ghost in our own backyard reminding us we might not even know all the members of our own celestial family. At number 7 is an object so strange its own discoverer wasn't sure what he was looking at. Meet Hoag's object, a galaxy that breaks all the rules. Found in 1950 by Arthur Hoag, it has a perfectly round, bright yellow core of old stars surrounded by a completely separate, perfect blue ring of young, hot stars. And in between, a massive gap of seemingly empty space. This structure is what makes Hoag's object such a cosmic weirdo. Most galaxies are spirals or ellipticals. Ring galaxies do exist, but they usually show scars from a recent violent collision. Think of the Cartwheel galaxy. It was formed when a smaller galaxy punched right through a bigger one, creating a ripple effect. But Hoag's object shows no signs of a recent smash-up. There are no other galaxies nearby that could have been the culprit, and no trails of gas and dust you'd expect from such a fight. So, how did it form? That's the big question. One idea is that a bar of stars in its center could have dissolved and pushed gas outwards into a ring. But the core of Hoag's object is a perfect sphere, not a flat disk that could have had a bar. A more popular idea is that a smaller galaxy passed by billions of years ago, had its gas stripped away, and that gas then settled into the stable ring we see today. The event would have to have happened so long ago, 2 or 3 billion years, that all the evidence of the encounter has completely vanished. And just to make things weirder, if you look right through the gap in Hoag's object, you can see another, more distant ring galaxy, almost perfectly aligned. It's like a cosmic bullseye inside a bullseye. Hoag's object is a beautiful puzzle, a serene and lonely galaxy that gives us no obvious clues about its past, reminding us that the universe's history is written in its structures, even if we can't read the language yet. Number 6 isn't an object, but a phenomenon that has baffled astronomers for years. Fast radio bursts, or FRBs. Imagine a blast of energy so powerful it unleashes as much energy in a few milliseconds as our sun does in 3 days. Now imagine that blast is made of radio waves, and it's coming from a galaxy billions of light-years away. That's an FRB. First spotted in 2007, these events are one of the biggest mysteries in astronomy today. What makes them so strange is their mix of power and speed. They are incredibly bright, but they vanish in the blink of an eye, often in less than 1,000th of a second. For years, we couldn't even tell where they were coming from. Some FRBs are one-offs, never to be seen again. Others repeat, flashing over and over from the same spot in the sky. One particularly active source was seen emitting hundreds of powerful pulses in just a short period. So what in the universe could cause them? The leading natural explanation points to magnetars, a type of dead star with a magnetic field so powerful it's hard to even wrap your head around. A star quake on a magnetar's surface could theoretically unleash this kind of energy, but the sheer power and variety of FRBs have led some to wonder about more exotic origins. Could they be the energy signatures of advanced alien technology? Maybe power for interstellar ships or giant communication beacons sweeping the cosmos? While most scientists are betting on a natural cause, the mystery is far from solved. FRBs are a cosmic whodunit, a signal from the deep universe that we're only just beginning to figure out. Are you enjoying this trip into the weirdest corners of the universe? If you are, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next dive into cosmic mysteries. It really helps us keep exploring the things that make you wonder. Now, let's get back to the countdown. At number 5 is maybe the most famous and most tantalizing unexplained signal ever, the WOW signal. On August 15, 1977, a radio telescope at Ohio State nicknamed the Big Ear was scanning the sky for signs of extraterrestrial intelligence. That night, it picked up a powerful, narrowband radio signal that lasted for 72 seconds, coming from the direction of the constellation Sagittarius. A few days later, when astronomer Jerry Amon was reviewing the data, he was so stunned by what he saw that he circled the code on the printout, 6EQWG5, and wrote one word in the margin, WOW. The name stuck, and for good reason. The signal was exactly what many scientists thought an alien message might look like. It was strong, focused, and at a frequency of 1420 megahertz. That frequency is a big deal because it's naturally emitted by hydrogen, the most common element in the universe. It's like a universal calling card that any smart civilization would probably know about. But here's the problem. It has never, ever been detected again. Scientists have stared at that patch of sky for decades and have heard nothing but silence. So what was it? For years, no one had a clue. People suggested secret satellites or reflections off space junk. But those ideas have been mostly ruled out. One of the newest hypotheses suggests it might have been a natural but very rare event, like a powerful flare from a star that passed behind a cloud of hydrogen gas, causing it to light up intensely for a brief moment. But even that is just an idea. The WOW signal remains the strongest candidate for an alien transmission ever received, a 72-second whisper from the stars that we heard once and have been trying to understand ever since. Our number 4 entry is an object so bizarre it sounds like it was ripped straight out of science fiction. It's a star that has swallowed another star, creating a celestial hybrid that shouldn't be possible. This is a Thorne-Zitkow object, or TZO, first theorized in 1977 by physicists Kip Thorne and Anna Zitkow. A TZO is what you get when a neutron star, the super-dense corpse of a massive star, spirals into the heart of a living red supergiant. Think about a star bigger than our sun crushed down to the size of a city. That's a neutron star. Now imagine that city-sized cinder being dropped into the core of a bloated giant star hundreds of times bigger than our sun. The result is a TZO. On the outside, it looks almost like a normal red supergiant. But deep inside, its heart isn't fusing hydrogen. Its heart is a neutron star. This creates a completely bizarre stellar engine that cooks up unique heavy elements not found in normal stars. For decades, TZOs were just a theory. Finding one is tough because they look so normal on the outside. The only way to spot one is to find its unique chemical fingerprint. In 2014, astronomers thought they'd finally found one in a star called HV 2112, but later studies cast doubt on it. The search is still on. Confirming a Thorne-Zitkow object would be incredible. It would be direct proof of a completely new way stars can live and die. It's a zombie star, a stellar Frankenstein's monster, and it shows just how extreme the universe can be. At number 3, we have a mystery that doesn't come from the sky above, but from the ground beneath our feet, and it might just break physics as we know it. These are the ANITA anomalies. ANITA is a NASA experiment that flies a giant balloon high over Antarctica to detect ultra-high-energy neutrinos coming from space. These ghost particles barely interact with anything, so the idea is that when one happens to strike an atom in the ice below, it'll create a flash of radio waves that ANITA's antennas can pick up. The experiment worked, but it also detected something impossible. On 2 separate occasions, ANITA picked up signals of particles that weren't coming down from space. They were coming up, out of the Earth, bursting from the Antarctic ice and shooting up into the atmosphere. According to the standard model of particle physics, this should not happen. High-energy particles just can't travel all the way through the planet. The Earth is far too dense. They would be absorbed. So, what's going on? Scientists were stumped. The signals looked exactly like the particles they were searching for, just coming from the wrong direction. Could it be a weird reflection in the ice? Probably not. Could the instruments be wrong? After endless checks, that seems unlikely too. This has led to some truly wild theories. One idea is that these aren't normal neutrinos at all, but a new, undiscovered particle that can pass through the Earth way more easily. The ANITA anomalies challenge our most basic understanding of physics. Number 2 on our list is a modern mystery that shows how space can play tricks on us. In June 2024, astronomers in Australia detected an incredibly powerful and brief radio burst. It lasted for a tiny fraction of a second and was initially flagged as a possible FRB, one of those mysterious flashes from deep space. The team was excited. They thought they might have found a new cosmic object. But when they looked closer at the signal, they found something strange. Its properties showed it wasn't from billions of light-years away, but was extremely close, likely in low Earth orbit. After checking orbital data, they found the culprit, a dead Cold War-era satellite called Relay 2. Launched by NASA in 1964, this communication satellite had officially failed back in 1967. For nearly 60 years, it was just a piece of space junk. And yet, it had just unleashed a radio pulse so bright it momentarily outshone almost everything in the sky. It was a zombie satellite. But how could a dead satellite with fried electronics do that? Scientists have two main ideas. The first is a massive static discharge. After decades of orbiting through Earth's magnetic field and solar radiation, the satellite could have built up a huge static charge and then suddenly let it all go in one big zap. The other idea is that a tiny piece of space dust slammed into it, vaporizing a bit of its metal skin into a plasma that emitted the radio pulse. This was a wild discovery, partly because it showed us how an old piece of human-made junk could perfectly mimic one of the most mysterious signals in the cosmos. The zombie satellite is a ghost of our own space age, a dead machine that came back to life for a split second to fool the world's most powerful telescopes. And now, at number 1, we've arrived at the star that has captured the public's imagination like no other. A star so strange it forced us to seriously ask, could this be aliens? This is KIC 8462852, better known as Tabby's star. Located about 1,470 light-years away, Tabby's star is a pretty normal star, a bit bigger and hotter than our sun. For the most part, it's boring, except for one thing. Its light dims in a way that is completely and utterly bizarre. The Kepler Space Telescope saw massive, irregular dips in its brightness, sometimes by as much as 22%. To give you some perspective, a planet the size of Jupiter would only block about 1% of this star's light. To block 22%, you'd need something gigantic. The dimming pattern is also chaotic. It isn't regular like a planet's orbit. There are small dips, huge dips, and then long stretches of nothing. So what could be causing this? The leading natural explanation is a massive, clumpy swarm of comets or the dusty debris from a shattered planet. But the amount of dust needed to block that much light is almost unbelievable, which has left many scientists unsatisfied. And that led to the most sensational idea of all, an alien megastructure. The hypothesis, popularized by astronomer Jason Wright, is that the dimming could be caused by a vast, partially built Dyson swarm, a collection of giant solar collectors built by an advanced civilization to harvest the star's energy. A massive, irregular structure like that could explain the strange light curve perfectly. For years, the debate has raged. Is it dust, comets, or something far more extraordinary? Later observations have only deepened the mystery, suggesting the star has also been slowly fading for over a century. Right now, most scientists are leaning toward a theory involving an unusually large and messy ring of dust, but no single idea perfectly explains everything we see. Tabby's star remains one of the most baffling objects out there. It forces us to confront the limits of our knowledge and keep an open mind to possibilities that are truly out of this world. From electrified moons to zombie stars and signals that defy all explanation, the universe is infinitely stranger than we can possibly imagine. These 10 objects are just a peek at the cosmic weirdness out there, challenging our neat and tidy theories and pushing us toward the next big discovery. What strange object on this list blew your mind the most? Let us know in the comments below. And if you want to keep exploring the biggest questions in the universe with us, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep looking up.